Everyone talks about luck like it's random. Some people just get lucky and some don't. But here's what I've learned with working with high performers for the past 12 years. Luck is not random. I wouldn't even call it luck. It's architected moves. The most lucky people I know, they've built systems that invite this serendipity in. Let me show you how. So everyone loves to say, oh, they just got lucky when someone has a breakthrough, a viral post, a celebrity endorsement, a really great JV that they have, random connection that changes everything. And sure, there is randomness in life, but here's what I've noticed. The same people getting lucky over and over. And it's not because the universe just likes them better. It's because they've architected their lives to invite this serendipity. They've created conditions where interesting things are more likely to happen for them, where connections are more likely to form, where opportunities are more likely to appear. That's not luck, that's strategy. So, how do you do this? How do you architect and strategize this serendipity? Well, first, you have to understand that this serendipity lives at intersections of things. It happens when different worlds collide, when ideas cross pollinate, when people from different industries, different backgrounds, and different thought patterns come together. And that's where the magic is. Most people live in their own silo of their own industry. They hang out with the same people, they consume content from their niche, and they stay in their lane. And then they wonder why nothing unexpected ever happens. It can't. They're surrounded by the same thing on repeat. If you've designed a life with no intersections and no collisions and no serendipity, you're not going to have any. So the first move is to create some intersections. Go places you wouldn't normally go. Talk to people who are outside of your industry. Read books that have absolutely nothing to do with your work. Attend events that feel like they come out of left field. Say yes to things that don't immediately make sense. I've got one of my biggest clients because I went to an art opening of a friend of mine and I didn't even want to go that night. Had nothing to do with business. I went because a friend asked me to, and I met someone and I had a conversation. 6 months later, they became a client, serendipity, but I created the conditions for it. You have to be visible in unexpected places. Most people are only visible in the obvious places, LinkedIn, Instagram, industry conferences, but serendipity doesn't happen where everyone's already looking. And when you know everyone, it happens in the gaps, in the weird corners, in the places people don't expect to find you. So where can you show up that's unexpected for you? What platform, what event, what collaboration feels off brand, but really interesting? That's where the magic lies. Also, you have to share your work generously. The more you put your ideas out there, the more surface area you can create for these kind of connections to land. Someone reads your post, someone sees a video, someone hears you on a podcast, and something clicks for them. They reach out, they share it with someone else. They invite you into something. But if you're hoarding all of your best ideas behind a paywall or waiting for the perfect moment to share them, you're closing your door on all of this serendipity. Share more, share generously, widely, share imperfectly and for free. Here's the one thing people hate. When I teach them this, you have to stay open to the unexpected. Most people are so locked into their plan, their strategy, their 5-year vision, that when serendipity shows up, they dismiss it because they didn't have space for it. It's not part of my plan. I don't have time for that. That doesn't fit my niche. And they miss it right in front of their face. That random coffee date that could have led somewhere. The DM they ignored because it seemed off topic. The weird collaboration that felt too risky for their brand. Serendipity requires you to hold your plans lightly, to be willing to pivot, to follow a poll even when it doesn't make logical sense. I've had some of my best business ideas come from conversations I almost didn't have, events I almost didn't attend, people I almost didn't respond to. But because I stayed open, I then follow up. This is the part people really mess up. Serendipity gives you a crack, a little light in the door, but you have to walk through it. Most people meet someone interesting and then they don't do anything with it. They don't follow up. They don't nurture the conversation. They don't reach out to the connection. 6 months later, they say, I wonder what happened to that person. Nothing happened because you didn't follow up. So when serendipity shows up, pick it up and move with it. Send the email, make an intro, keep conversation going. Don't let it evaporate and don't constantly try to pigeonhole everything into a business deal. Make the space for it. If your calendar is so packed and you're in back-to-back meetings all day long and you're always busy, there's no room for any of this magic to land. You need white space, the margins open, and room for the unexpected. If I have an open afternoon and a free hour and a moment of not scheduled, that's when serendipity can slip in. So here's what I want you to think about. Where in your life are you creating these intersections? Where are you showing up unexpectedly? Where are you sharing your work generously? And where are you leaving space for all of this stuff to find you? Because luck isn't random. It's just better architecture with a lot more fun.